Three use cases to actually leverage Figma Make properly in my design job. The first use case is I use Figma to do some rapid prototyping to showcase systematic UX that I'm envisioning. In this situation, I usually have an idea of how things should work first through some competitive research or some early ideation through sketching. After I come up with some idea, I use Figma Make to execute. For example, let's say I am building like some sort of interaction for this script and there are many moving pieces in the whole surface. But I'm thinking like if I'm doing something here, the timeline should showing some stuff and the side panel will react to it. How would I usually start with the prompt is build an interaction flow and following the design system. And when user do what, the system will how to respond to it. Even I will dig into details about in different states like hovering or click, how would the UI respond to it. But of course, you can write this from scratch or you can use some other AI tools like Claude or ChatGPT to help you to structure a more effective prompt. The second use case is using Figma to brainstorm and prototyping some micro interactions. For example, I am designing the generative extent for the script timeline, and I'm exploring how should this call to actions properly show up when user do what. I will specify my intent about what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to design this, and how would the user journey look like ideally. Help me to come up with several options, and I want the UX to be not intrusive and elegant, so it feels very natural. I explore 8 options, compare them side by side. I find this very helpful to explore as much UX as I can within a short amount of time. The third case is I like using it to rapidly explore and iterate on the user interface design. So I rarely start designing UI from scratch, like from a blank canvas or dragging component from design system. We have a built design system, but how to orchestrate and organize the design component in a UI actually takes lots of time to show a proper information hierarchy. I find this very helpful. I will copy a file from my Figma file and I would say, I am trying to do what? Help me come up with several options for this drop-down menu design, which maybe I can further specify my intent is I want to pop out which element, like for example, the ratio here, it should be the primary information that a user will see and come up with different design options for you to make the judgment call. The pros and cons, the first one I find is tremendously helpful is the copy design files. Since Figma Make have this feature, I rarely use Claude artifact or cursor because I'm still not directly pushing code into our code base. Maybe some small stuff, but for the big stuff, we still have engineers to do the code. And the copy design file is convenient that I can just keep building stuff in Figma from Figma Make. And because Figma still have its own aesthetic and UI style, and the AI trained from all those data, it tends to look a little prettier and modern and closer to the nowadays design system style. Even we don't care about how things look in the prototyping stage, but still, if it can get a prettier result, like why not? The third one that I really appreciate is Figma Make supports co-edit. You can publish the whole prototype and share it with your coworker, and your coworker can continuously build on the prototype that you send over. It's really good for collaboration and for some non-designers, co-workers to keep building on the stuff that you already built like halfway. The downside of it is the designs, although Figma Make can link design system, but I thought it's still the transfer or the extension of it is still not working very well. Even I can copy the design file, I still need to manually change it sometimes. And another one is I can't directly push code from Figma Make. This is how I actually use Figma Make in my actual design workflow. Please share more if you have any other use cases.